Alright, everybody, we are back. Let's get on board the Courageous and see what's going on. Gotta save the game first. Grianos went down like a chump. Alright, looks like you've got a pretty hefty amount. This should be enough to make a top-rate Tachi for Valimar. Really? Once this is done, I'll finally be able to fight Crow on equal terms. Yeah, if we manage to finish it. This is going to be significantly more difficult than reinforcing Valimar's existing sword ever was. Remember, we'll be making an entirely new weapon from scratch. I'm not sure how we can manage by ourselves. I might even have to ask the professor for help. Ah, so it's finally time for Professor Schmidt to come into play. Yep, we got enough Zemirian ore for him to work with now, so I can't see why he would turn us down. Although I can't say I'm all that excited to have him on board. Oh well, I better start getting what we need ready. Pardon me for asking, but why wouldn't you want to have him on board? Well, as you no doubt figured out from when you last met him, he's not easy to work with. And if his workspace isn't absolutely perfect, he'll throw a tantrum like you've never seen. He's unbelievable. It feels less like you're working with a renowned professor and more like you're babysitting a temperamental child. I see. They do say geniuses are often eccentric. Anyway, I'll call the Institute as soon as I finish sorting this work area out. You don't mind helping me out some more, right? I mean, this is for me. If you can help George make his workshop will cause the main story to advance. We're all unfinished quest with this up. Yeah. Huge increase in Valimar's damage output. If his workforce isn't absolutely perfect, so let's make sure we're good here first. Once we're done, I'll call the Institute and invite him on board. You don't mind helping me out some more, right? Of course. I'd be happy to. Ready now? Sure am. Thanks, Rean. With both of us here, the work will be done in no time flat. They went about making the best-looking workspace they could. Afterwards, George made contact with the Ruhr Institute of Technology, and the time finally came to welcome Professor Schmidt on board the Courageous. Bah, not quite up to my standards, but being that we're limited in our options inside the ship, this will have to do. It can't compare to the facilities in the Institute, but you made the best with what you had, I suppose. Thanks, I guess. So there it is. I didn't expect you to obtain any Zemirian ore at all, much less this much of it. Where exactly did you find it? Class 7 obtained it from overcoming some very challenging trials. Come on, it's what you asked for, so you'll help us, right? That doesn't answer my question in the slightest, I'll have you know. Then again, the answer changes little. I'm a man of my word, you did what you were asked, so I'll draft you the finest blueprints the world has ever seen. Still, a project like this is not without its series of trial and error. Your assistance will be crucial, George, just don't get in the way of my word. Right, anything you say. Well, so that's the famous Professor G. Schmidt. He's as much of a cranky old fart as everyone says he is. He and George seem to work really well together, though, don't they? Well, if I recall, they were once master and student. He's got those dashing good looks, but his personality leaves a lot to be desired. It doesn't take much to impress you, does it? Working with the Zemirian ore is no doubt going to be a challenge, and they will need to find a way to use it to replicate the sharpness of Itachi. Still, with Professor Schmidt on board, I'm sure they'll manage. He's the finest engineer in the country, if nothing else. Yeah, we'll just have to keep out of their hair and let them do what they do best. Finally, work on Valimar's Tachi began. George and Professor Schmidt worked as quickly as they could so that Class 7 would be ready when the time came The time for the final battle with Crow came, and while they were working, the Courageous received a sudden and unexpected call. Claire?
Are you sure, Captain?
Yes, absolutely. Several days ago, the Alliance moved their line of defense around the capital westward, which means that the east side of the capital, and in particular the area around Trista, are much more exposed than before.
That could totally work in our favor.
Lucky us. Yeah. It sounds like we might finally be able to achieve what we set out to do.
We finally have a chance to wrestle the Academy from the Alliance's grasp.
Guess the Alliance is so focused on trying to defend Heimdall, they don't have time to worry about Trista. We couldn't have asked for a better chance than this.
I have some other news that may be of interest to you as well. The Noble Alliance forces are no longer the ones supervising Thor's military academy. Instead, they've assigned that task to the upper class students, so the army can focus on defending the capital.
Why the upper class students?
Because they're nobles.
I imagine they were chosen so the Academy would technically still be under the control of the nobility. I'm sure they're up to the task either way.
Are we talking about all of the upper-class students or just a select number of them?
The academy is being overseen by a group of students calling themselves the Order of the Lion. The group is centered around high-ranking nobles, and its commander is one of the sons of Marquis Higharms. Patrick T. Higharms.
Patrick?
Patrick Tahaya.
I'd heard that he was still at the Academy, but just what is he doing?
And what's this Order of the Lion?
It's a pretentious name for a pretentious bunch of crap.
I know nobles love tradition, but that name sounds like something torn from a history textbook.
Other key members include the son and daughter of Count Florald, together with a butler and maid from the upper-class dormitory.
Varys.
To my knowledge, the principal and the other instructors remain imprisoned within the academy itself, however.
Ferris is taking part too?
If I had to wager a guess, the Alliance ordered them to. Not like they're in a position to refuse.
That's a little worrying.
Principal Van Dyke is an honorary general of the army as well, so naturally, the army is concerned for his well-being. As such, we of the RMP are preparing to liberate Trista and the Academy from the nobility. It will be carried out before the battle for Heimdall can begin, using our most elite units.
Oh.
But that means...
Captain, would you consider postponing your operation for at least a few days?
Reen.
Do you not think the RMP is up to the task?
I don't doubt for a moment that you are, but since the day we were entrusted with the Courageous, no, even before that, liberating the Academy has been our dream. I don't just mean Class 7's dream either. It's something that every single student gathered on this ship wants to be a part of. You could even say it's our duty. Whether someone else could handle it isn't the issue. It's what we've come this far for. We want to do it with our own hands.
Thank you, Reen. I feel the same way as Reen does. Thor's was established by one of my ancestors, so I feel a connection to it in that sense. It feels only right that those who have an attachment to the Academy should come together to take it back.
She's absolutely right. We've come all this way believing it would lead us back to the Academy. We can't just leave the last step of our journey to you. After all that's happened, I think we're the ones who should be fighting that Order of the Lion, don't you?
Yeah, you're right.
Yep, it's gotta be us. We've all put an enormous amount of effort into making it this far. It's only fair, right?
Oh man, Lind and Vivi sound so familiar.
We wouldn't be setting a very good example as second years if we didn't see tasks we've taken on through to the end.
I want to go and save Uncle Makaram too!
That's a lot of yes votes right there.
I'm pleased to see we're all unanimous.
Yeah, I want to do this too, Claire!
Really, Milliam? You too?
So, Captain, please, won't you leave taking back Trista and the Academy to us?
We realize we're asking a lot, but this is genuinely important to us.
When I finally see Dad again, I want to be able to look back and feel proud of all I've done.
I was never raised to beg, but in this case, no price is too great.
I wasn't expecting to get quite so strong a reaction from you. It's almost like we went to different schools. I've never felt quite the devotion and attachment to the Academy all of you clearly possess. So it's a little strange for me to see how much each of you are willing to sacrifice, just so you can liberate Trista together. But strange in a good way.
Is that a yes?
We'll wait 2 days. Trista will form a vital base in our operation to take Heimdall. It needs to be liberated as soon as possible. I hope that will be enough time for you to achieve your dream of taking it back.
Thank you, Captain.
If you weren't with the RMP already, you'd make a hell of an actress, you know. You put on quite a show for someone who was gonna say yes all along.
And what makes you say that? Regardless, I will be praying for your success. I look forward to seeing you all again in Heimdall after this war is over.
Thank you.
Good luck to you too, Captain.
Finally, Class 7 was granted permission to liberate Trista. They had to sign the specifics of the operation to Toa, and eventually it was decided that they would carry out the mission on the same day a prototype of Valamar's new Tachi was completed. A prototype? Why not just make the dang thing? Like, how are you going to make a prototype with the limited amount of ore we have? You gotta be kidding me. Thank God I saved. Alright, thank God I had a quick save.
The operation will begin today at 1200 hours. Make sure you've done everything you need to do before then.
As you already know, I won't be taking part in this one. This one's all you. My job as your teacher is to stay here and wish you luck. I know you can do it.
Thank you.
We've still got some time until then, so it might be worth going around it.
Yeah, we can't be too prepared. Not this time.
Incidentally, how goes the development of Valamar's Tachi?
The prototype was finished last night. There's still some work left before it's completely finished. But personally, I'd say the progress we've made is nothing to scoff at.
Professor Schmidt's really something, isn't he?
I guess. But he could lighten up a little. I went to go play down in his workshop and he was all super mad at me.
Were you expecting to be welcomed with a hug and some candy?
Anyway, by the sound of it, he's going to keep finding ways to improve it until the very last minute. I'm going to be swamped with helping him out, but I should still be able to tune your Arcus units if you guys need it.
We just might take you up on that.
Whatever ensures you're as ready as possible. So much is resting on this battle. I don't want us to go in with any regret.
Right.
No regrets. Alright. Okay. We're still working away on Valamar's Sword. Honestly, in my book, it's done. It's just a prototype, right? But he insists there's still something missing, which means he's going to keep tweaking it on his own until we pry it out of his hand. That's a master craftsman for you. What a perfectionist. More of an artist than a craftsman, if you ask me. You got the perfectionist part right, though. His work's done when he says it's done. Time, mirror, and other people's opinions are damned. Trust me, I know. Anyway, even if the good professor deems it incomplete, I'm glad we got that blade ready to go for this operation. Now everything's up to you, Valamar, and your classmates. Good luck. I know you'll pull through. You can count on us. Okay. This squad's all set up. He's decent. He'll be fine. Good. He's good. That'll be good on him. Because he can heal everybody. Okay. We're gonna call it here for now. We're all set. We're all juiced up, ready to go. So next time, we're gonna take back Trista, take back our academy, take back our home. Till next time.